Okay, so find your mute and we will get started. Let's find a comfortable seat and we'll take just our normal seat today with the wide hip. If you can, you might try this posture. If you haven't done it before, if you normally sit crisscross applesauce, let's try this. So this is my normal seat, and all I'm doing is I typically bring my right foot in first, bringing it way in, as far as I can get it comfortably with my knees, and then I bring my other foot in front of it. So my legs aren't crossed, okay? If I sit up, you can see they're just like puzzle pieced together and pulled in tight. And if you need that support of those blocks under your knees to sit that way, go ahead and grab those. Or maybe you need a blanket under your hips or something. Just let's try this because it is a little bit more of a hip opener. And then just start to get settled. Close your eyes. Last week we sat with our backs against the wall, and if you want to find that pose again, if you want that support against your back, feel free to make an adjustment and find that. Start bringing space in between each of your vertebrae, your head reaching up and your hips reaching down towards the ground. Sit bones sinking in and let your knees fall down to the ground as much as they can without physical assistance. Just let them sink. Find a little space in your jaw, space in between your eyes. See if you can let your tongue settle down into the bottom of your mouth. And start to breathe in and out through your nose. Just start to feel peaceful. I have an elderly dog who has decided that this is just the right time for me to pet. I have to tell you, I do find it soothing. Maybe you have a cat or a dog nearby that needs petting here. I find it very meditative. And when you're ready, if you have a free hand that's not petting your pet, or maybe just one hand, bring that towards your heart. And think about creating an intention for your practice today. Maybe it's even just acknowledging that you deserve an hour to yourself. About any other thoughts going through your mind, wrestling your to-do list, or serving others in your family. I think that's going to be mine today. And let's open our eyes and we'll get moving a little bit. I might have to let my dog out. We'll see. So open your eyes. Let's take a few just like neck rolls. Just around in slow circles. If you find a sticky spot, you might stay there. I'm a little bit tight, sort of in the back of my neck. Wiggle it around. Just keep your shoulders away from those ears. And then if you want reverse direction. Then let's just take a moment to stretch out the neck. So take your right hand, so you'll be, I guess, opposite me unless you want a mirror. Right hand over towards the left ear, and then allow that hand to guide your head down. And you probably can't see Jack. I'm stretching my left fingertips out to the side. Bring your right shoulder away from the ear and just gently press that ear down towards your shoulder. Extend through the fingertips to the left. I even feel that stretch in my left forearm. I woke up tight today. And then release that hand and bring it to your right cheek. And then use your hand to press your head back to center. And we'll switch sides. So this time, left arm comes over. Grab the side of the head gently. Maybe grab's not the right word. And just apply a little bit of pressure. Stretch out the side of your neck. Make sure to keep your left shoulder away from your ear. Then stretch to the right fingertips. And then release, take your left hand to your left cheek and just guide your head back to neutral. Let's come onto our knees. And I don't know about you guys, if any of you did what I did this week, you might be stiff across your upper back too. I feel like I got a lot of shoulder work in today across my back body. So let's come to the knees, then onto the hands. We're gonna reach the left hand up, and then we'll just thread it through under the right arm. Rotate those right fingertips towards your face. Reach with the left palm away from you, so my palm is down. Nice stretch across the upper back, open up to the shoulders. Couple more breaths here. And then press into the right hand. And we'll switch sides. So left hand comes down, right arm reaches up, find a little twist, and then thread the right arm under the left. Left fingertips point towards the face. Find a stretch on the opposite side. Breathe into that opening. And then press to the left hand, come up. We're gonna take rabbit pose quickly, which I don't think we've done together. I don't always find a lot of stretch in this pose, and maybe I should do a little bit more research. Maybe I'm not doing it completely right, but as far as I know, for rabbit, this should feel good across your shoulders. We're going to sit, so you start by sitting on the heels, and then we take the head down by the knees. So we're on the crown of the head, kind of, well, really on the forehead right now. Grab your heels, and then you're gonna lift your hips so that you come onto the crown of your head, if it's okay with your neck, and you're holding onto your heels. So you really should be finding a nice stretch across your upper back, across those shoulders. You're strengthening your core here. Use your core to help pull you up. And then release, come back down. Sit up onto the heels. Let's take a quick little twist before we get up. So I'm gonna point my left knee forward and bring my foot in. And then I'm gonna cross right foot over the left thigh. Bring my left arm around my right leg. Really stretch out that right hip. And then bring your right hand back behind you and start to find spinal twist. If you prefer, you can take your elbow over the leg and really get that spinal twist. That happens to aggravate my shoulder, so I'm just gonna hold on to that thigh. Either way works. So you stretch the spine and get that nice stretch in the right outer hip. One more breath. And unwind. And we'll just switch legs. Right leg goes under, left leg goes over. Right arm comes around that left leg, or you can bring the elbow over, left arm back behind you to help you lift your spine as you twist. Think about keeping your left sit bone down, even as you're pulling your leg in. Try to stay square in your hips. I find myself rocking back a little bit. Just try to stay centered. And then unwind. Come back to hands and knees, and then bring yourself up into your first down dog. You can start to pedal your feet out. I'm gonna let Jack out, or else he's just gonna stare. So pedal your feet. Press your heels down to the ground. Wake up your legs. Think about spreading your fingertips wide. Keep your shoulders away from the ears. And then pause, both heels down, lift your hips up. Navel to spine. Let's take 3 big breaths here. Then from here, really quick, we're gonna wag our tail. We've done that in class a couple of times this week. Some of you might know. So from down dog, we're gonna bend the knees just a little bit, and then we're gonna rotate just the hips. So right hip is coming down towards the side. It's like a side crunch on the right and a nice stretch to the left side. Trying to keep square with the shoulders. And then back to center, opposite side. So you start twisting on your feet, rotate the left hip down, stretch out to the right side body and crunch into the left. I've become enamored of this wagtail, tail wagging. And then back to center. And then we'll just water walk all the way back up to the top of the mat. Hang out in forward fold for a moment. You might even take your feet shoulder width apart. Maybe you want to bend your knees a little bit, get a little bit more stretch in that hamstring. That makes it easier for you. Release the low back. Maybe sway side to side. And then we'll bend the knees and roll up one vertebra at a time. Just get a couple quick shoulder rolls, backwards and forwards. Nice. And then I'm going to take off my socks because I forgot. And we will start with our Surya Namaskar. Wake up our bodies. Feet together. Stand nice and tall, tailbone tucked. Navel in, arms up, reach up. And then flat back, forward fold all the way down. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, find your plank. Pause in that plank, spread wide across the back body, navel towards the spine, and then bend the elbows, lower all the way down. Let's come to baby cobra, low cobra. So come onto the tops of those feet, lift the knees, press into the mat with your hands. And then release. Tuck the toes, press back up to your push-up, and then back to down dog. Inhale, and exhale. And let's take that walk back up to the top, and forward fold. Reverse lift all the way up. Hands to heart. Again, arms out, reach, and forward fold. Maybe you come a little bit closer to the ground each time, halfway lift. Hands come down, step back, plank pose. And lower all the way down. Remember to keep your elbows by your ribs. And cobra. Squeeze the glutes, lift the knees, and release. Tuck the toes, back up to your plank, and down dog. Last time for that little water walk up to the top. I really love that. It feels so good on my side body. Forward fold. And then reverse, lift, reach. Hands down. If you're ready for jump backs, you can jump forwards. Feel free, up dogs. It's your practice. Listen to what your body wants this morning. Halfway lift. Find your vinyasa. Up dog or low cobra. Stretch out to the front body. Squeeze the glutes. And then roll over the toes. Press back, down dog. Inhale. And exhale. High on the toes. Bend the knees. Come to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Reverse. Lift. Reach up. Hands to heart. Arms out and up. And forward fold. Reach down. Halfway lift. And move through your vinyasa. Down dog. Inhale. And exhale. High on the toes. Bend the knees. Come to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Reverse lift, last time for Surya Namaskar A. Hands to heart. Arms out and up, really reach up high. Keep the shoulders away from the ears the whole time you're moving through your flow. Halfway lift. And jump back, step back. Find your back bend. And then let's hold down dog for a few breaths. My puppy came in here yesterday and chewed up a fire starter log. Luckily, one that was only made of pressed wood, but there are bits of it everywhere, all over my mat. And then he drank my wine, so he was incredibly flammable. High on the toes, bend the knees, come to the top of the mat, and forward fold. Let's hang out in forward fold. P.S. He was just fine. Just stretch out through the backs of your legs. And let's bend the knees here and take a quick twist. So hands come to heart, knees are bent, not quite a 90-degree angle, that's all right. We're gonna take the left tricep, cross over the right thigh, and press into your leg. You're really trying to get those hands in front of your heart. Spinal twist, strengthening through the thighs. And then forward fold, release. Shake that out for a minute. We'll do the opposite side. Knees bend, hands to heart. This time right triceps comes over the left thigh. Hands come to prayer, and then try to get those hands in front of your heart. Really press into your left thigh this time. And release. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive lift, reach all the way up. Hands to heart. Take a moment to center yourself. Feel how your body's waking up. Spread wide through your toes. Find the strength in your legs. Space in between each vertebra. Reaching tall with the crown of the head. Arms come out and up. And then flat back, forward fold all the way down. Move through your vinyasa. And then come up, down dog. Right leg lifts. Keep it square first. See how that feels. Think about pointing your toes down to the ground. Strengthening through that right hip flexor here, through the back. And now rotate, lift that knee skyward. Press the left heel down. Extend through the right leg. And then we're going to step it through in between the hands. Drop the knee, come to the top of the left foot. Rise up tall, press forward into the right foot, arms lift. If you need a moment to check to see if your hips are square, go ahead, take your hands to your hip bones. Make any adjustments you need. Sometimes it really helps to hook that right finger into that right hip and manually pull it back. Arms lift. And then hands come down. Let's step the hips back, stretch out through the right leg, toes towards the ceiling, nose to knee. Lengthen through that right hamstring. And then come back, press forward, arms lift again. Stretch out to the front of your hips. And hands come down. We'll walk our right foot out to the right edge of the mat. Weight comes into the left hand, right palm presses into the right thigh. Open up nice and wide, shoulders away from the ears. And then walk your foot back in. Let's come up one more time, really get that stretch in. And then hands come down, step back, find your plank pose, and move through your vinyasa. Meet in down dog. Inhale and exhale. Left leg lifts. Start by keeping it square as you can. Try to point those toes down to the ground. Lengthen through the whole leg. And then bend and twist those hips so your knees coming up high. But try to keep your shoulders square. Right heel comes down. And then extend the left leg and step it through in between the hands. Lower the right knee, top of the right foot, chest lifts, arms up unless you want to take that manual adjustment. This time you'll be taking your left hand, get those fingers into that hip socket and pull it back before you sink down low. Stretch out through the front body. Find your stability. And then hands come down to the ground, hips sit back, left toes high to the ceiling. Bend forward over the left leg. And come back up. Weight comes forward, arms lift. Inhale and exhale. Hands come down. Walk the left foot out to the edge of your mat. Weight comes into the right hand at the right edge of your mat. And then press your left hand into your left inner thigh. Open up through the hips. You're still getting the front of the right side body. Hip flexors right in there. And then walk the foot back in. We'll lift the chest one more time. Really press forward. And then arms circle down, plant the palms, lift on the right toes, step back, plank pose, and move through your flow. Meet in down dog. Inhale and exhale. High on the toes, bend the knees, and come to the top of the mat. Reverse, lift, come to standing all the way up. Hands down. Arms out and up. And flat back, come all the way down. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, move through your vinyasa. Meet in down dog. This time right leg lifts, bend and spin that hip right away. Open up. Now extend the right leg directly to the side. Keep it straight out, and we're going to do 3 little leg lifts here. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back to that bent. So straight up to the sky. Extend the leg, skyward this time. And then step it through in between the hands. Rise up for high lunge. Pause here. You can use that same manual adjustment for your hips here. Pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. Arms up. And then let's press back down through the left heel, straighten the legs, and start to bring your body forward. Pause halfway down. So it's pyramid pose, but we're using the strength of our legs and our core to hold the torso up just for a minute. And then forward fold all the way down over that leg. Find a release in your legs. Try to keep the shoulders out of the ears. Find your breath. Nice. From here, weight comes into the left hand, right arm comes skyward, twisted triangle pose. Stretch through the right outer hip, right IT band. Nice twist in the spine. And then release. Hand comes back down. We're gonna rotate the foot, bend the right knee, come back up to high lunge. Pause here, just for a moment. And then arms circle down, step back, move through your vinyasa. Down dog, inhale and exhale. Left leg lifts, bend and spin your hip open. This time we extend the left leg directly towards the side, 90-degree angle here, and then take 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back to center, knee bent, and then extend the left leg long and step it through in between the hands. Chest lifts, rise up. Find your breath. Now from here, place the right heel down. Big stretch in the back of that right leg. And then extend the left leg long. And then find that half fold over the legs. Lots of stability work here. And then release. Fold over for pyramid pose. Weight comes into the right hand this time. We're going to take the left hand up, twisted triangle. Stretching the legs and strong in the core. And then left hand comes down. Gonna bend the right knee, left knee. Rotate onto the top of the right toes. And then chest lifts. Ooh, I'm having balance problems today. So you're high on that back foot. And then circle the arms down, step back, move through your vinyasa. And down dog, inhale and exhale. Find the toes, bend the knees, and come to the top of the mat. Reverse lift, reach up, hands to heart. Arms out and up. Flat back, forward fold all the way down. Halfway lift. Find your vinyasa. And down dog. Right leg lifts. Bend, spin your hip open. Pause here, really rotating that leg. Now we're gonna flip our dog and we're gonna find wild things. So weight's gonna come to the left hand, left foot, and then we're going to rotate those hips so that we come flat onto the right foot, left leg is extended, weight in the left hand, and then reach your chest skywards. Arm up and over. And then we'll come back. So arm comes up first, and then carefully rotate back over to that 3-legged dog. Extend the right leg long and step it through in between the hands. This time we'll rotate the left foot, rise up for warrior 2. Sink low for those hips. Gaze over the right fingertips. Torso straight. Belly in, tuck the hips. And then reach forward and arch back. Stretch out through the side body. And then fold over towards the right, side angle pose. And again, arch back. And then side angle. Arch back. Side angle. And then extend through the right leg for triangle pose. Think about keeping your torso parallel to the ground. Couple more breaths here. We're going to drop the left hand down towards the ground, come into a lunge. Okay, so we have our right knee bent, left leg straight. From this lunge, we'll take spinal twist. So left arm comes over, right thigh, palms meet. Try to bring them towards your heart. Stay low in the legs. And release. Hands come down, step back, find your flow. Even down dog. Inhale and exhale. Left leg lifts. Bend and spin your hip. This time weight comes into the right hand. Left foot drops back behind us. Weight comes into the left foot. Right leg extends and reach your chest towards the sky. Wild thing. And then hand comes up. Carefully flip your dog back over. Right back into three-legged dog with that knee bent. Extend the left leg. Step it through in between the hands. Rotate the right foot. Rise up for warrior two on the left. Find your breath. And then reach forward and arch back. And forward. Side angle pose. Hang out here for just a quick second. Tuck your tail. Feel that extension across the right front side of the body and to the right arm. And then arch back. And side angle. One more time, arch back. Side angle. And then from here, extend the left leg long. Right arm reaches high, triangle pose. Think about reaching your right hip out, straight out to the right, crown of your head directly to the left, making a parallel line to the floor. And then we're going to rotate the hips. Right hand can come down to assist you as you find that lunge, and then you're going to take a twist. Right triceps over the left thigh, hands in prayer, press together. Find your twist. And then release, hands come down, step back, plank pose, and move through your flow. Down dog, inhale, and exhale. Find the toes, bend the knees, come to the top of your mat, forward fold. Reverse lift, reach up, hands come to heart. This time, let's step directly towards the side. Arms, feet out wide, arms lift high for star pose. And then we'll take flat back forward fold, just halfway at first. Pause here, feel the work in your legs. And then release. Fold over, any amount over those legs. If you want to, you can take your headstand. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can just hang out in the forward fold for a minute. I know some of you like to play with your inversions. If you want to do that, you can take the crown of your head down. You can either deadlift or you can bring your knees to your elbows and then tuck and lift all the way up. And then come down whenever you feel ready. I was gonna fall over. We'll all meet in that wide leg forward fold. And then let's walk the hands over to the right ankle. Pull the nose to the knee. And release. Right hand to left ankle. Nose to the left knee. And then release that. Turn your heels to the center. You might have to take a couple steps in. And we're gonna find a Malasana, garland pose. So sink the hips down, knees to the sky, chest lifts, hands come to heart. If you need support under you, you can always stack blocks or a blanket. It's a lot of work in the legs, big stretch in the hips. Couple more breaths here. And then release. Fold forward one more time. So the arms are wider than the shoulders, but not super wide here. Just hang out for a sec. And then we're going to start to walk our feet farther apart. I'm going to move my right foot more to the right edge of my mat. Right toes are going to turn out. And then I'm going to sink my hips down for Skandasana. It's almost like a one-leg Malasana pose, right? So the right knee is bent, right triceps pushing into that right leg, left toes high, hips are low. And then you can place your hands down if you want for that extra support and walk yourself over to the opposite side. Right toes high, left knee towards the sky. And let's do that one more time each side. So we'll walk over to the right, sink those hips, chest lifts. And back to the left. Then we'll walk back center. Extend through the legs one last time. Wide leg forward fold. If you want to try that headstand again, go for it. If not, just hang out here. You might walk your hands through, under, and let your fingertips pull your chest more through your legs. You could grab your ankles, pull yourself down. I see a puppy. Hi, puppy. If you're doing headstand, make your way back down. If you're in forward fold, bring your chest up and then just fold your knees under you and we'll come to a seat. So take your legs out in front of you first and just shake them out. Do a quick forward fold. So reach your arms up nice and tall and then fold forward over your legs. You're really reaching past your toes. Trying to have that flat back as long as you can. Grab your toes, maybe you have a strap that you're wrapping around your feet. And then lower the chest and head down. Trying to keep your feet broad, if that makes sense. My feet always want to turn in this pose, like they're gonna clap together. So sometimes I like to manually adjust them by grabbing the outer edges of my foot and making them be like flat, like they were on a wall. You can also, if you have a block, I'll just show you this. if I can do it, you can put a block up by your feet. Maybe you have strap, maybe you can reach it with your hands. That will pretty much force your feet to be straight. Really, really big stretch in those hamstrings. And then release. If you have a prop, you can move it out of the way. And we'll come back up to a seat. Shake those legs out. This time we'll take Janu Sirsasana. So we'll work our hip and our hamstring here. So we bring the right foot in, all the way in, knees bent. And I'm not really, like my legs are making a right angle, but my torso is sort of towards the center, right? So I'm even going to be taking like a little twist. If you can see that, it's even a little bit of a spinal rotation. You lift the arms and fold forward over the extended leg. Same principle applies, trying to keep that foot like it's pressed flat against a wall. Let your right knee find the ground as much as it can. And then we'll release, come back up. Let's bring our feet in to Baddha Konasana before we move to the other side. We'll take it two ways. We'll do it where the feet are pulled in close, and then we'll move them a little bit farther away. So from here, take your feet and rotate them open like a book. So it's sort of the opposite now of what we were doing before, right? With the the forward fold, trying to pull those feet sort of apart. Here, we're trying to put them together and open them up. Really rotating those hips, right? So that's that external rotation that we're working on when we do that. And the knees come down. If you need the props underneath your knees, that's fine. And then when you're ready, we'll fold forward just as much as you can over, really reaching past your feet. Not your face into your feet, not that round back, but a flat back. And then when you've met your edge, just release the head. Let the head hang heavy. If you want, you can always put a block under your head, under your forehead. Oh, I think the puppy's gonna force its way in. Let your hips open. And then chest lift straight forward and then up. And now we'll extend the right leg and go left foot in. Rotate that chest so it's straight in front of the right leg. Lift and then fold forward over the right leg. And think about rotating the outer edge of the foot towards you. So that foot could be flat against the wall. And then chest lifts. And now we'll take that more extended position with the diamond kind of shape here. So rather than pulling the feet in, we're gonna let them be more in front of us. Knees bent. It's hurting my ankles. Need a little padding under my ankles. You might need to rotate yourself around as well. So that wider diamond shape. And now this time we're reaching. This is really more like the face towards the feet, right? And then let the head hang heavy. Just a different feel in the hips here. You might feel it in a different spot. Maybe one or the other pose is more accessible to you. I feel this one sort of even in my low spine. So I feel it in my hips, but even in that low back too is a nice release. And then chest lifts. We'll take wide forward fold quickly, and then we're gonna move on to our back. So let's take that wide stance here. Toes towards the ceiling, just as wide as you can get. You sit up nice and tall, and then we're gonna begin to walk our hands out any amount. Fold over. If you have a prop that you'd like to put under your forehead, feel free. You can make it a really passive pose. If you really want to work it, you can stretch forward. Just keep going. Little millimeter by millimeter. Get yourself closer down. This is one I'm working on. If I'm lucky, I might get my forehead down for a split second. One more breath here. And then walk yourself back up. And bring the legs together. You might kind of shake them out. Maybe you want to windshield wiper them from side to side for a quick minute. And then we're going to roll over onto our backs. So let's come onto our backs. Let's take a quick happy baby here. So we'll bring the feet up. You're going to grab the outer edges of your feet and then pull your knees down towards your armpit. Some people like to rock back and forth here to give themselves a little spinal massage. I just kind of like to hang out and let those hips open up. And then from here, make it's available to you to grab your big toes and extend the legs. So you're still sort of like, it's just like a straight leg happy baby, right? Toes trying to reach down to the ground. And then let's bring the feet up. We'll take a figure four pose. So right leg is going to bend. It's going to come across the top of the left thigh. Left leg bends. Reach back behind the left thigh and press into the right inner thigh. Stretch out the outer right hip. And then if it's available to you, we're going to make our leg baby again. So you're going to extend the left leg if you can, and you're pulling that right leg into your chest. Knees still bent. And I'm going to wrap my left elbow around the edge of my right foot, and then my right elbow around the knee. And I'm going to interlace my fingers. If you can bring your head back down. That's a big, 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 big stretch. It's like supine pigeon, right? Might be easier to keep your head up. That's all right. You can rock it back and forth across your body like it's a little leg baby, right? And you sort of work that rotation in the hip joint. So you're getting a really big stretch all across the back of the hip here and working those front hip flexors to bring it in. And then after we put that little leg baby to sleep, let's extend the right leg just for a quick second. Pull it in and release. And then we'll take figure four on the opposite side. So bend the right knee so the foot is flat. Left leg comes across over the top of the right thigh. Left knee's bent. Reach through, grab behind the right thigh. And then you can press open the left leg with your left arm. Mind stretching that hip. And then when and if you're ready, we'll keep that right leg in, left leg in, extend the right leg. And we're gonna rock our left leg baby to sleep. So you wrap your right elbow around the edge of your left foot, left elbow around the left knee, and you just start to rock it a little bit. You can see, I can see me right now, do not have the best form. This side is much tighter for me here. You really want to try to keep your right leg straight in front of you, or maybe you want to have it bent. I'm kind of in a little splay. That's okay. And then when you're done rocking the leg baby to sleep. That's weird, I should stop saying it, but it does feel like a leg baby. And then we'll release, bend both knees, take one little twist here. Let's take our right legs over to the right. And I like to bring my knees up. So they're not just falling over, but they're coming more up and then coming over to the side. And then I'm gonna use my right hand to guide my left leg down to the ground. If you can bring your left arm straight out to the side in a T. That doesn't feel good for my body, so on this side I like to keep it crossed over my chest. Chest should be square to the ceiling. And then we'll release that side, bring the legs back to center, and then up and over to the left. Maybe you can find that T arm position on this side. Take your left hand, the outside of your right thigh. Just add a little bit more pressure to get those knees down. Chest towards the sky. And then we'll come back to center. If there's any pose, any last pose that you want to take before Shavasana, Yogi's choice, maybe you want to do a quick shoulder stand. Maybe there's something that you want to stretch out that we didn't get to. I'm going to take, I think, just a quick bridge. Yogi's choice. Anything that might feel nice to you before Shavasana. And if you're ready, and when you're ready, we'll just come down and find our resting pose. Any version that you like. Maybe you want to come to Baddha Konasana with the feet. Maybe you want to walk across your shoulders. Maybe you just want to rest flat down to the ground. Begin to slow your breath. Bring your vision inwards. You might tuck the shoulder blades. Bring them towards each other, if that makes sense. And then spread wide across the back. Palms towards the ceiling, feet flop open. Relax your jaw, relax the space between your eyes. Let your tongue settle into the bottom of your mouth. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes. If you want to eventually come to sitting, go ahead and roll over to one side. If you want to stay on your back, stay on your back. And after you come onto your side at your own pace, whenever you feel like you're ready to move, bring yourself back up to a seated position. You might remember which foot you had in front last time and switch that. If not, it's not a big deal. And no matter where you are, place your hands on your heart or bring hands to heart center. Remember that intention you set for yourself today. So be grateful for the time that we have together this morning, 1 hour that we give ourselves. Perhaps a different intention that you made for yourself. Just acknowledge it. And as always, thank each of you for practicing with me today. And I hope you have a great weekend. Namaste. And if you can just unmute yourselves, that'd be great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I also want to say, my mom teaches meditation classes. My mom, Lisa, she's on right now. And if you ever feel like that's something that you want to expand into your practice, I'd be
Froze.
happy to give you her email. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. Do you mind, Mom? No, she says 1 minute. I don't think she minds.
Sorry, I was still.
Yeah, if you ever want to get into meditation practice, turning inward, self-care, she does that, and I'd be really happy to give you her contact info if anybody wants to give that a try. I did that this week. It was quite nice to give myself 30 minutes to, be by myself, kind of, although my children were screaming in the other room and my pets were having a rowdy dance party behind me. It was still nice. That was about as alone as I was going to get. It was nice. So anyway, if you are interested, send me an email and I will give you her info.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks,
Great.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Bye,
Have a nice
guys.
weekend.
Bye, Molly.
Shameless plug.
Yes, thanks.
No, it's always nice.
I'll take it. I've been trying to start doing it and I am not very good.
Well,
You
it
don't
takes
ever get
practice.
good. Yeah.
It takes practice.